All right, day 7, Colorado football fall camp. RK, Jake, and our guy, Uncle Neely, who was on the scene today, but not just today, also Saturday, which was kind of more of a scrimmage-like practice. So let's go back to Saturday and just kind of get your takeaways from that.
Well, practice 6 was the first practice in full pads, not just the shoulder pads, had the bottoms on too. So there's going to be a little more thumping and knocking around out there. So much so that Coach Prime on Friday had a lighter practice. Save your legs. I'm going to let you guys get out of here earlier because I really want you to bring it on Saturday. And that's what they did. They brought it. There was a lot of good intensity out there, good work for the first day in full pads. I think the team is crossing over into that position of truly being in football shape and not just strength and conditioning shape because you saw the energy up the whole practice.
Who we got, offense or defense that day?
This is one of those situations, man, where the offense is starting to claw back. Defense always had an advantage early on. I think it was probably 50-50 on Saturday.
No college football game ends in a tie, though, Uncle Neely.
You're forced to go for 2 in the second overtime.
Yes.
So if you're going to make me pick one, I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to the offense just because, they've been getting blitzed pretty bad, the past 5 practices. So I'm going to give practice 6 to the offense.
Well, and this is what you want to see. You want to see the defense go out there and they're flying around early. It's a little easier for them. Offense has a lot to learn. You want to see them start to claw back as practice goes on and, hopefully win a few and even out the series.
Absolutely.
Just kind of to go with that, you mentioned, Shador and, really the defense being strong in spring football. Then we go out for the spring game. Shador goes out and lights it up. But it seems like he's able to just kind of manufacture offense at will.
Yeah, I think so, because I think schematically during practice, I'm not privy to what he and Coach Shermer talked about walking to the field. It could have been like, hey, man, throw a lot to this side because I'm looking at something. Who knows? But when it's time to make that right call and that right read during the game, legendary. He shows you he can do it. And he's had a great week of practice so far. So I don't want people out there thinking like, oh, Shador's not playing well or something. It's just the defense has an upper hand early on, because they're in a lot of man at times. And dig this, y'all. Here's something funny I saw today. One defense is out there, right? Coach Rob is sending in the call. I'm sorry. Yeah, one defense is out there. Travis is playing on offense, and he looks over at the call. He's like, oh, I know this. So it's so unfair. Now he's mostly going to be in man, but he's able to tell people what to look for because he knows both sides of the ball. So there's a little gamesmanship, a little fun in place going on. You have had Coach D. Lewis, defensive line coach, on the field, coaching the linebackers, the D-line while they're playing. And so this week you saw Coach Phil Lohope come out on the field like, hey, man, I had enough of this shit last week. We're going to even this up some. So both of them out there kind of playing chess against each other.
Who are the players of the day on Saturday?
Oh, wow. Saturday, man. So let me stick with offense because I did get them to win. And we're still going with our can't pick Shador, right?
You can pick Shador.
Last year we said we can't pick Shador Travis because you could pick them every practice. So let me go running back. I'll go Charlie Offerdahl. I will tell you this about Charlie in the running back room. The heart that he brings, not just the storybook ending to this all, walk on, become a scholarship player. Like, he really is that dude. Like, his heart is irreplaceable out there.
And on defense?
Defense, depending on how we cut it, let me go cornerback, and I'll go Savion.
All right. On the topic of Charlie Offerdahl, because I think you kind of said it, it's not just this feel-good story anymore. This is a guy who isn't a camp darling. He's, really standing out there. He's playing with the ones. So my question to you is, Thursday night against North Dakota State, first game, do you think there's an actual chance that he could be the starting running back, play one?
Let me answer it this way. We're standing here on a Monday afternoon at Folsom Field. If we were playing this Thursday, he would be. There's a lot of time for things to happen in camp, for somebody to take somebody's spot, if I could use that vernacular. But Charlie is clearly RB1 right now. But those guys are on his heels. Like, they're coming. Don't make that face, Jake. They're coming after him. And they're making the most of their reps, particularly dialing out of the backfield on the passing. He's showing his hands and yards after the catch. So there's going to be some stiff competition there. But I do think at the end of the day, no matter which two backs are featured the most, Charlie will be one of them.
All right, we've gotten a few days in pads, so just curious your impression, offensive line, defensive line going at each other one-on-one.
It's man, iron sharpening iron out there. I think the defensive line right now is having a better command of things because they're just, bringing everything at you. But I think that over the past practice 3, 4, and 5, for instance, the offense is starting to catch up and hold their own. And I'm looking forward to this week to continue, and maybe by the end of this week, okay, now the offensive line got the better of the D-line today. The challenge with that is the D-line's depth. The numbers may be the same. You may have 14 people on each side, but the quality of play and experience of play on the defensive side is still higher than the offensive side. So when the 2s and 3s go in and they're going up against the 2s and 1s or 3s from the defensive side, the experiences are different. So there's a bigger learning curve on the O-line right now.
Going towards today, what players stood out to you? Which side of the ball won today?
I love the offense today because the red zone, they were really clicking in the red zone. I didn't watch a lot of 7-on-7s because y'all know how I feel about 7-on-7s. It's not real, But I watched the red zones, and I'm going to give it to the offense on the red zones.
And then players of the day?
I got to go with Shedeur now that I can, after our sidebar, because he was diming it, man. It was dime time out there today.
Careful now. I don't think he likes that.
Well, legendary grown. He has those going for him. I'll tell you about a particular play where he did have an interception. It was also offsides on the defense, so it was a free play, and he just took a shot, trying to find Travis. The safety rolled over from the middle of the end zone and got it right at the pylon and went up the field with it. But Shedeur was able to have a conversation with his offense saying, hey, y'all, we got to lock in when it's a free play. I get to gamble when it's a free play, and we can capitalize on the gamble. So don't just say, oh, they jumped and let your guard down. Let's finish it.
And I think you said it was Savion Riley who made a great play on that ball, right?
It was Savion Riley, man. Came from nowhere if you were just watching the pylon. He looked like Travis in TCU last year. He's good, man. He's good.
Nice. Anything else?
Defensive player of the day. Is it Savion?
I love going with him just off of that play, even though it was a gamble play. But also you could draw straws on the linebackers. Those guys are really coming up and helping to stop that run. Last year we were in a position where you had a safety in Shiloh Sanders as the leading tackle. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think the D-line is going to clean up a lot of that, and the linebackers got it when they don't.
Love it. There you go. That's day 7. We'll talk to you guys soon.